our final boss, so there was, like, unlike our game, there was no one stopping us just walking in and taking the vault. Oh.
It's nice to see how other DMs interpret Dragon Heist.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna put my dog in the room.
We weren't supposed to fight him, if that helps. We accidentally ran into him.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess the GM had to do something there.
Yeah, we, his tower system that he has, the demi-plane he resides on, we accidentally stole one of his members' rings and used it to teleport, and he was like, you guys sure you want to go into his main base? It's like, yeah, we gotta get the key, you know, for the vault. It's like, okay. And luckily we had the Blackstaff with us.
Hey man, the Blackstaff, she's good.
She's not very good at fighting another wizard, I can tell you that.
Well, alright. Okay. So, yeah, let's do what happened last time with you guys. Last time you guys explored much more of the first level of Undermountain, and you found quite a few factions are already kind of taking up operations down here. You dismantled one of the Xanathar Guild's main sort of lookout, along with a group of vampire LARPers that you ran into, which some of you just kind of like were like, fuck you, you're nerds, you're not even worth my time. And you just left them. Some of you gave them emotional damage by calling them nerds to their faces. And I'll tell you this out of character, I think some of them cried afterwards. So you made nerds cry that day. But then you decided to go...
If they didn't cry, we weren't doing our job good enough.
You then navigated through a trap of an acid ceiling. Afterwards, you fought Fishman. And then you started to look through some secret corridors. And then while walking through this large corridor of statues, you began to open up this door, and you saw three manticores all looking down at you.
Your mic is being raspy. I don't know if it's just me. But...
Yeah, there's a little bit of static
as well.
Let me do something very quickly then. Okay, is that better?
Much.
Seems it.
Alright. Alrighty then. So yeah, after all of that, you all came into contact with the three manticores that were in this room. All of them look ready to devour you all, and Lindell, you had opened the door, but unfortunately, Ariazzo got a 23 on his initiative. I think that's the highest you could have possibly rolled. So, Ariazzo, it's your turn, my dude.
Do I know anything about manticores?
Roll me a Arcana check for me.
Oh, that go well. Yep. I don't know a damn thing.
Yeah, Ariazzo, you don't know anything besides that these things are monstrosities. They're not like normal animal creatures. These things are made up of evil, sort of like arcane sciences that mashed certain animals together.
Okay. I guess since I'm not sure where the fight's going to erupt, I am just going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Mm.
What? That doesn't make sense.
You're right. I can't make a lick of that roll.
Okay.
You have to hit the attack on your sheet though. If that's where you.
I wanted to see if I could, like, how far I could put it out. Maybe it'll show. It doesn't. Hold on one second.
All right.
You know what? Just to speed things up, I'll just put it right next to Lindell, and then I will. These things are very hostile, right?
They look incredibly hostile.
Okay, and if I'm not incorrect, Spiritual Weapon is a bonus action, right?
Yes, it is a bonus action.
So I'll put the Spiritual Weapon right, like, between me and Lindell. I'll drop.
Yeah. Also, it has a range of 60 feet.
Okay. I'll change that in a second, but I'm gonna just shoot the manticore to this bad boy right here.
All right. You gonna kick this guy with a sacred flame?
No, I'm gonna shoot him alone.
Oh, okay. That hits. Whew. 11 piercing damage. Yes, you hit this guy with your longbow shot. It goes right into his tailbone, and he does not like that very much. So he growls at you.
Back up now, right to there. And that's it.
All right. Mercury, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna stand next to Lindell. I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark and shoot
All right.
that same manacle.
All right, you casting Hunter's Mark on him?
Yep.
All right.
What the bejesus?
I can't make
anyone today.
Apparently, we're all just speaking in wingdings today in the chat.
Yeah, it's not going. Why? No.
I think something's wrong. That's weird.
Roll 20 breaking down. What?
Looks like it.
Oh, fuck.
Well, my attack worked.
Okay, well now it works. I can see it now. Yeah.
I'm refreshing my thing.
All right. Well, yeah, that does hit. So you do 9 piercing damage. Okay. That would be 48, and now you're gonna do your Hunter's Mark damage once you get back in here.
Yeah, I just wanted to refresh my page. Maybe.
That's
Nope.
odd. That's odd. Let me check your sheet for a second. Let me see if I can get it at work.
I didn't break it, I swear.
Sometimes when Roll20 updates, it just does this.
Yeah, I got it to work. You did 1 extra damage.
Can I roll that?
I just did it directly from your attack sheet, not your spell sheet.
What?
Yeah.
Let me check. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah. Do you want to use that? Do you want to use the 6 instead of the 1?
I feel better if I roll.
All right. Yeah. So that'll just be an extra 5 points of damage. All right. And with that, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Lindell, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm hopefully not have one of my macros shit on me like everyone else. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. I'll move to here. Oh,
Okay.
Here. Use my action to dodge and cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Ooh, nice. All right. Since that's going to be your action and your bonus action, that will be your turn. Gildus, it's your turn.
All right. 5, 10, 15. Well, actually, I'm going to move 5, 10. Bonus action. Oh, wait, no. No. Bonus action, I am going to Insightful Fighting this guy. So,
All right.
My insight versus its deception. 9. I rolled a 1.
It got a 14.
Yeah,
so
that's
it beats you.
I'm still going to attempt a sharpshooter shot because why not? 13.
13 does not hit. Your knife whiffs by this thing and just like goes impacting into the wall.
Bam. All right,
Oh,
that's
shit.
me.
I realized I have 2 attacks. My bad.
Okay, do you want to use your attack?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what level are we?
Yeah, okay, yeah. You use your attack then. Yes, that hits. That's another 14 piercing damage. And then you can do your hunter's mark. Yes, that's 16 in all.
I was like looking at that. I'm like, why does that look so weird?
Yeah. All right. This Manticore up here looks like he's taking a pretty harsh beating from all of you. But now it's the Manticore's turn, and they are going to start attacking back. They all unfurl the wings on their backs, and they begin to fly towards. Well, this one is going to fly over here towards Lindell, and is going to make 3 attacks on Lindell.
Oh my.
Disadvantage.
Yes, all with disadvantage. So first, it's going to try to bite you. It gets a 7, so it doesn't hit. And it's going to try to claw you twice. Does a 22 hit your AC?
Yeah, it does.
All right, and it got another 22 on its second attack, even with disadvantage on both. I know.
Jesus.
This thing got incredibly lucky. Like on both attacks, it rolled like a 22, and then a 22 and a 23. It's not even funny. So you're gonna take 7 from the first claw, and then 9 from the second claw.
Ooh. All right, hold on. Okay, I still have Shield of Faith. It's not helping me, but
All right. This one is going to go down there. It's going to go down there, and the Manticore is then going to attack Mercury with its tail spikes. It lifts up its tail and then shoots a volley of tail spikes at Mercury with probably incredible speeds. So let me roll 2 of these. Does a 13 hit your AC?
Nope.
All right, it gets a 9 on the second attack, so it's unfortunately unable to do anything to you. The one down here is going to go 1, 2, 3, 8. And this one is going to attempt to also tail spike Mercury.
Do I get partial coverage?
I would say, yeah, I'll say you get partial coverage from that angle. It's trying to reach around, so I think that gives you +2 AC.
Okay.
Yeah, half cover is +5. Full cover you just can't, and then partial cover is +2, I think.
Yes. All right. So with a 23, I think that hits you.
Nope. I got a 22 AC.
Well, I got a 20.
Plus 2? I'm at 24 right now.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God, your
I'm at
AC is so
24.
Jesus. Well then, yeah, it doesn't hit you. That 23 doesn't hit you. Wow. Okay.
I'm the tank. Look at me. Hit me. I'm the tank.
Harmony, it's your turn then.
Okay. So I will wander up a couple of spaces. And then I will suggest to the Manticore at the bottom that he fucks off into the corner until we've finished having our discussion with his mates.
All right, that's a suggestion, so he's got to make a wisdom saving throw.
DC 15.
All right. It rolls a 15.
No.
Oh well. Bardic Inspiration to Lindell. That'll be me.
Yes. All right. Now, as the turn order ends, you all hear a gleeful sort of laughter within the air as you continue to fight these manticores. I want all of you to roll perception checks for me.
I don't know if it matters, but my passive perception is 17.
All right.
But I'll still roll it for you.
Okay. Yes. So, with those perception checks, Mercury and Gildus, you're the only ones that see this, but behind this manicore over here, you see like the shimmering image of something, kind of like chuckling with laughter behind it. And then as the laughter stops, it just sort of like continues to be an apparition of sorts and fades away. Ariato, it's your turn.
Okay. I will move with my bonus action. I'm gonna. First of all, does Lindell or Mercury look any like rough to any?
Well, do they?
I look pretty good. I got hit like maybe once before. I'm fine. I'd say focus.
All things considered, Lindell doesn't look bad.
Okay. Then I will just take this turn to do damage. I'll move my spiritual weapon up to the damaged mana core. I will attack him. I forgot to mention I cast it at level 3, so I get the 3d8, not the. I crit too. So.
God damn. How do you have 22 AC?
So that's what? Shit, that's like 25 damage. That's 25 damage.
Yes, that is 25 damage to which one? The top one?
Yeah, that's where I moved my swords.
Okay.
By the way, for you guys who are new, I don't know if I've done spiritual weapon, but it's like 2 long swords that just kind of float like they're shimmering spectral long.
I thought it was 2 scimitars.
It is scimitars. It's like initially I said scimitar, but I think Illustrate's actual favored weapon is a bastard sword.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just say that there are 2 bastard swords or 1 bastard sword or something. But yeah, it 25 damage to that mana.
Alright, so 25 damage to the mana core. You slice this thing up, and just as it's about to fall, you think you like missed a vital organ someplace, and this thing is still standing.
Well, I still got my action, so I'll just pop him with my longbow. Hopefully finish. Yep.
How do you kill this thing?
Oh, I want to say that I shot him with the longbow first, and that didn't kill him. And then the 2 bastard swords come down and cut him in like an X across like his chest. And he falls.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you give this guy the worst belly rub of all time, and he's dead.
And for my turn, I will move, or for my movement, I'll go. Let's see here. Oh, I can't move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it.
All right, Mercury, your turn. Standard leather armor.
I'm gonna go there.
That hits, yes, and that also hits.
Oh, and I moved my Hunter's Mark to that one as well.
All right, yes. So do your Hunter's Mark damage for both. So it's, damn. Yes, double 6, that's 12, 26, 38 damage to this Manticore. You think you've done a very significant amount of damage to this thing as it like reels back in pain and just like almost collapses from the agony it's in. Lindell, it's your turn.
All right. Gonna swing at it with my greatsword.
That unfortunately misses.
What's the Bardic Inspiration? D8?
1 second.
That's a good question.
Should be a D8.
I think it's D8 at this level. Yeah, it's 1D8 at this level.
Okay. A 12. Damn.
Nope, doesn't hit. I'm sorry. No,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Meanwhile, in the inside, yes.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14, yes, that hits. 16 slashing damage. God damn.
Is it
Yes.
still up?
It is still up, but it's looking bad.
All right, 1 second. I can't have that. I need to hit once. Ugh, 16 radiant damage.
16 radiant damage. That's just enough to kill it.
Oh, geez.
And how do you describe this killing, this awful murder that you're doing right now?
I like the idea that the greatsword goes into the head. It doesn't cleave all the way, so I just say "fuck it," and then just blow its head off with radiant damage.
Yes, your god is just like, well, you can't kill a cat. Let me help you out here, man. And
Lathander brings his hand down. It's like, I got you, bro.
yes.
Boom.
Yes, and as you kill this thing, you hear more laughter through the air. Although it sounds like more joyful now than just regular, like almost like audience level laughter. Like a laugh track isn't playing right now.
All right, I'm moving to here, and that's my turn.
All right, Gildus, your turn.
So this laughter apparition thing, can I still see it wherever it was? Like, is it still a visible like shimmer?
No, you cannot. It is not visible anymore. Although I will tell you, you saw it over here last time.
Okay, well, if I don't see anything to shoot at, then I'm just gonna step over here and attempt a sharpshooter shot at this one. Damn it.
The sharpshooter shot misses. You go, and you think like maybe something in the acid room messed with your weapons because you're throwing them a bit heavier this time around, and your shots keep missing them just by like an inch. Is there anything else you want to do?
Step over there.
That's fair enough. And now it's the Manticore's turn. The Manticore is going to look at Lindell and is going to attempt to attack him once again.
Bring it.
Okay, first it's going to try to bite you. You don't have the shield up anymore, right? Because you're...
No, I still have Shield of Faith, yeah.
Okay. Let me look at that. Let's see. Shield of Faith.
I have 20 AC.
Okay. It rolls a 21 on the bite. So that's 10 piercing damage. Although, so give me that Constitution roll on the shield.
Mm-hmm. I lost it. Yeah.
All right. Next two are claw attacks. So on the next claw attack, it rolls a 19 against you. So that is 5 slashing damage. And it misses the last claw attack.
Okay.
Harmony, it's your turn.
Okay, so I will look down at the Manticore and say, ooh, you're going to make a lovely coat. Yeah. DC 15.
All right. It's going to attempt a wisdom saving throw. It's a 4. So you see this cat, this big monstrous cat, go like, meow, and it just cradles up into a bowl on the floor as it gets called this very foul name. Iriatsu, it is your turn. As you guys, as the round commences, you hear the laugh track begin to play again. Like it's like someone is like cheering you on. Once again, coming from like this spot over here.
Sure. Since I can't move my spiritual weapon up there, I am just going to shoot him with my longbow.
All right, go ahead. Yes, that'll hit.
6 piercing damage.
6 piercing damage. All right.
And then I guess with my bonus action, I will move my spiritual weapon as close as I can get it, but it can't attack. I'll do that, and then I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'll update my spiritual weapon, but you can go.
All right. Mercury.
I'm moving my hunter's mark to that thing, and then I'm gonna.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So both of those hit.
Does my hunter's mark crit as well?
Yeah.
Let's say one of them does. So
Okay.
Yeah,
So
only
that's
the
for
one.
the first one.
All dice are doubled, so Hunter's Mark rolls a die.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like
so
how
that's-
smite. It's how smite can crit.
Yep. All right. So that's a 7, 12, not. So that's 21 and 29. You do 29 points of damage to this thing. God damn. So yes, that would be. Yes. You take another huge chunk out of this thing, and you hear it like growl in disapproval as its limbs are like hanging on with tendons at this point. Lindell, your turn.
Oh jeez.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Oh, geez. So that's 15 points of damage. This thing is still hanging on, but like it is not good. 13. How do you kill this thing, my dude?
Phew. Just stick the sword through its mouth when it tries to bite me again.
Sweet. So we have this like David and Goliath scene over here where the Manticore goes in for like one final bite, but like it's like the scene in Sharknado where the guy with the chainsaw like goes into this thing to kill it. You like jump into the jaws of this beast and like stab it in the brain, and then just like come like clawing out of it with your sword. It's a pretty gruesome scene, all in all. And as you guys finish up that fight, I'm going to take you out of initiative as this room has been cleared. As the fight is over, though, you hear the laugh track in the background turn into like a thunderous applause, and you hear this like old raspy voice say, "Well done! Well done! Well done, mighty adventurers!"
Thanks.
Yeah, cheers. Who are you?
Oh, I am the owner of Undermountain. I am the one, the almighty Black Cloak Hallister. Nope, that's not right. Hallister Blackcloak. Yes, that is my name.
Are you sure about that?
You all see in the middle of the room a shimmering sort of vision appear, and you see in front of you a old man that is glimmering with red magical arcane energy, and he looks like terrible. He looks like his skin is like almost like falling off. His gray skin looks too old for him to like still be alive. White his white hair is just like going all over the place, even through his beard, and his ragged like gray robes are like in tatters. And he says, "Well done indeed. Yes, I am Hallister Blackcloak. Who else could I be?"
Well, we found some LARPers earlier. You could have been one of them.
What are LARPers?
They sit around your dungeon pretending to be vampires.
That sounds. No, they should not be here. He like flicks his hand, and you like feel in a shuddering underneath the ground, and you roll a perception check for me, all of you.
Did you just doom the LARP?
I believe I just doomed the LARPers.
So some of you, Ariatso, Gildus, and Harmony, you hear the faint, panicked yells of some nerds in the distance, and then you don't hear them anymore.
What did you do to the vampires? Hallister Blackcloak.
I merely sent them out of my dungeon. It is not their right to be here. I think they came here under false pretenses of just playing a game instead of enjoying life itself.
Would you not argue
Meta.
that playing a game is enjoying a life? You're enjoying your life by spending time playing a game you enjoy.
And just because they're nerds doesn't mean they deserve to die. Did you kill them, Hallister, or did you just take them out of here?
I just took them out of here. I sent one of my enforcers to take them out of here. I do not want bloodshed in my Undermountain under those sorts of circumstances. No. Are you the ones who completed the heist I heard about? The heist of the Dragon Vault?
We
You
are.
correct. We got your letter.
Yes, indeed you did. I'm very glad that some of my magical powers can still reach the outside of Undermountain. I am currently contacting you from the lowest levels of this place, and I'm afraid I've done something a bit wrong, and I need your help to fix it.
Well, you're the Great Hallister. You control the Undermountain. Why do you need our help?
Come with me. And he starts walking over. He materializes like a cane and staff, and he like uses them to like hunch over to this like backdoor entrance over here. And he says, "I've got a little PowerPoint set up down here. If all of you could just listen to it for like 3 seconds, that would be great."
What's a
Yeah.
PowerPoint?
It's something I've been developing in my spare time. I think it's going to really revolutionize the business world. And
And college students.
I don't know if bards would like this, but if they wanted to use it, maybe we could talk about it after this whole thing is over. And he pushes open the doors, and you can see that this seems to like be a very broken down museum of sorts. On the walls, you can see that there are works of art that have been torn apart by claws. Like, you think it's from like old manticores that have been living down here. And as Hallister starts taking you through it, you can see like there are sections dedicated to like famous wizards, famous people of note, heroes of legends. And as he's starting to take you guys down through here, you come upon a room dedicated to something called. Let me just get my notes. You see a room dedicated to something called the All Fallen. I want. So as you guys look around, you see that there are like exhibits dedicated to something called the All Fallen. They seem to be very varied in design. You can see some of them look like depictions of a library or grand sort of collection of knowledge or archives. You can see one seems to depict a large sort of floating citadel overlooking Waterdeep. You can see that another one even overlooks a shadowy black cat of sorts. And another one represents a large glowing fox of fire. And Hallister says, I was hoping to add this section of Undermountain in when I was fully ready, but unfortunately, due to certain circumstances that are happening down here right now, it kind of got pushed in a little earlier than I was expecting. Are any of you familiar with the All Fallen? If any of you want to roll for that, that would be religion.
Can't say that I am.
Harmony and Mercury are just like, what's religion? So Ariatso and Lindell, you've heard about the All Fallen before, but like in like the briefest of mentions in your texts, they were something like akin to demigods of sorts that roamed over the lands of Waterdeep like hundreds of thousands of years ago. But for some reason, like the books just sort of like stopped mentioning them after a while, and you thought they were just sort of like, no, here's the correct spelling of that. The All Fallen. Okay, let me just get that in here. Wrong tab.
Okay.
Yeah, the All Fallen. And so you don't really get that much of a description on them.
You said demigods that wandered water.
Yeah, demigods that just seem to wander through Waterdeep like a long time ago, like thousands of years ago.
So are these statues, this firefox and this floating citadel, are they the All Fallen, Alistair?
They are what the All Fallen worshipped, so to speak. They were not named after themselves. They were named after these places, these people, these creatures called the All Fallen. They were beasts and places of great power that gave others power if they worshipped them. And through my studies, I was curious to see if I could maybe interact with them, as it were. Over the years, I have studied many magical powers. The gods, of course, demons, necrotic energies, radiant powers. The All Fallen, though, they're special because they're not either of them. They're very new in origin. There's something we haven't seen before, and I was very interested to see where they had gone all these years. And so I attempted to contact one of them. And he looks over to this sort of this front center statue over here, and he says, "This one is called the Accursed Archive. It was the one that contained all of the knowledge that had been lost over the centuries of the All Fallen. When I had attempted to unearth the archive, what I unfortunately brought with it was the other All Fallen that had come with it. And unfortunately, the All Fallen have begun taking claim over Undermountain and polluting my dungeon, so to speak, with their own influences."
Is the archive is it one of the specific statues, or like is it the floating citadel maybe, or
The archive, you see the one he's looking at, seems to depict a grand sort of library of sorts that is behind a large locked door. You can look inside of it, and you can see that like there's just like a ton of books inside there, but there's nothing else of note. The statues themselves seem very varied in design. Like there doesn't seem to be like a specific one of note that looks like it has a connotation to the other one.
okay?
And so Hallister looks behind them and he says, "When I heard of your adventuring efforts on the upper world of Waterdeep, I decided to hopefully enlist your efforts in here to my plight as well, to help reseal the All Fallen, as it were, back into the dimensional prison that I unfortunately freed them from."
You basically want us to clean out your basement. In a simple term.
In a simple term, yes.
Okay.
That was easy. Yeah, Hallister looks like he looks very relieved when you say that. He says like, "Whew, I didn't even have to bargain anything. Okay, all right. If you want to take it, that's entirely your call."
Well, we did come down here for adventure and coin, if you can promise us that in exchange.
Yeah, what do we get out of it?
He takes like a little notepad out of his cloak and he says, what do you desire?
Huh.
That's not usually a question you get asked.
Do you wish for just vast wealth? Over the years of Undermountain, I've collected the wealth from adventurers that have come down here. Undermountain, of course, collects its own wealth from the vast underground resources of Waterdeep itself. Gold coins that have fallen down cracks in the street, just regular minerals that I've drawn out from the earth itself. I have vast amounts of wealth, millions of gold pieces. If you wanted to become the ruler of Waterdeep, I could easily make that happen for you if you would have helped me out.
I'm gonna insight check.
I'll
Me
I'll
too.
join.
Okay, so Ariato, you get a beat on this guy, and just from like what you know about like Hallister Blackcloak, you like remember like that he's a very powerful wizard in his own right. You also see that he's a dwarven wizard, which isn't something you see very often. So him like gathering like millions upon millions of gold pieces, just like all over the place, like it doesn't look like he really cares that you like control Waterdeep. He seems legit, like that he can just give that to you.
Well, specifically, I'm making the assumption that it would take more than gold to become the Lord of Waterdeep, and I'm wondering if he has the external political power to be able to do that. Ariato has no desire to be the ruler of Waterdeep or anything like that, but he's just trying to get a sense of this guy. Like, is he playing us? Is he like trying to appeal to our desire to power and rule, or what?
Okay, so with that, now that you've informed me of that, you can tell that like he thinks he can do it.
Okay. Well, Ariato will speak up and he'll say, I personally don't care that much about gold. I follow a goddess. I don't know if you've heard of her. I mean, you do live underground, so it's quite possible that you have. Illustrae is her name, and my duty is to help Drow, I guess, have a choice. Do they want to live underground and I don't know, torture people and be evil and stuff, or do they want to maybe join civilization on the surface? And if there's that's what I want. That's what I desire. So
Would you like to meet Alistress?
yes,
I can make that happen.
insight check that, because he does not believe that's possible.
Without him dying.
Insight check. Hallister looks confident.
We might also be forgetting how crazy this guy is, so he might think he can do it.
I mean, you can sure as hell interrogate him on like how he would do that.
Yeah. Well, it would be nice. I've heard tell of other clerics of Illustrae and priestesses and stuff meeting her, and that would be wonderful. I'm just wondering more. I don't know. Could you help me set up a place or a settlement or somewhere that I could maybe invite Drow to come to the surface and begin the process, rejoining civilization and healing the wounds that Lolth has inflicted upon my people?
Well, if a place of meeting is where you desire, Undermountain stretches over the entirety of Waterdeep. I could easily sever off a few caverns and factions to create a whole level for you and your Drow people to live in. You wouldn't have to fear the sun. You wouldn't have to fear any sort of racism down here. You could have your entire community while having only a short walk to the other people of Waterdeep. and perhaps this sort of unification would allow you to heal this wound.
All right. So I don't want to take up all the RP time. So I'll just Ariats at this point kind of becomes quiet and starts thinking about other potential elements of this situation. I don't know if anybody else has desires to speak of.
Well, if we're going to be down here cleaning up anyway, we might as well get paid for it.
Oh yes, payment. I can easily do payment. Throw a number at me.
Ooh. How many zeros are we allowed to add to this number?
I can do a lot of zeros. I might have to do some installment plans to get all the money in, but I could do a lot of zeros.
Should we say 6 zeros?
6 zeros. He thinks about it for a moment. Do a persuasion check. He tilts his head back and forth for a moment, debating. And he says, 1,000,000 gold pieces?
For saving the world.
I mean, it's not really saving the world. I think that the beast would only rely in here, but I could be wrong. So, yes, 1,000,000 gold pieces.
Deal.
And he holds a hand out for you to shake.
Which I'll do.
All right. You take his hand, and he gives you like a firm shake. And you feel his hand almost kind of slip through yours as it kind of retracts, as it gives off this physical manifestation. Like, you just shook a hand. Like, you're not sure if he's really here or not, but like as he stops it, like you feel the hand kind of slip through yours.
Black Cloak.
That's Mr. Blackcloak, but yes.
Well, apologies then. Are there any monsters and undead in Undermountain?
Are there any monsters and undead? Yes, one of the All Fallen is quite particular about the undead here in Undermountain. Let's see, which one was it? He starts looking through the statues again, and he says, yes, the Forbidden Graveyard is one of the All Fallen that has quite the appreciation for undead. Yes.
Perfect. Lathander would be quite glad if I got rid of that, but for my personal reward, I think I would like to take up the offer of enough whatever power, monetary, political, or personal, if there are magic items, to help my family become the head of Waterdeep, if not even making me Open Lord. I feel like that would be a good noble goal.
If you think that is the noble goal that you want, then it shall be done if you complete this task for me.
All right. She'll shake his hand.
All right. Same thing happens to you. You feel like a contact hit your hand when you shake his, but it just sort of slips through you as it just sort of gets away.
I'd like to make a personal request for magical items for myself and my comrades. Something tells me the longer we're going to be here, the tougher things are going to get, and we're going to need the materials that we need and the items that we need in order to see us succeed in.
So this wouldn't be your reward. This is something that you would like over time.
Well, you did say you weren't familiar with payment plan and installments.
That's true. Usually I don't get that with rewards. Usually they want it at the end. They don't want it per as they go. But make a persuasion check for me.
Well, this would help us get rid of your problem because you know the specifics of the creatures we're fighting.
Yeah,
If it's for example something that flies, none of us have that capability. You could help us with that on that level.
It's true. It's very true.
And
Do you
we
want me
could
to roll
basically-
this a regular or an advantage, seeing that we're all being very convincing? It's kind of like
Yeah. So yeah, roll that with advantage.
3.
Wow.
23. Yeah, didn't even need that advantage. He nods. He says, how about this? If I can manage it, I will allow you to gain magical items that are connected towards the All Fallen that are nearby on the floors that you accompany. Does that sound all right?
I look to the others.
Every bit helps.
It seems like it would be helpful if it's focused on our specific enemies.
He nods and he says, I've done harder, so I suppose I can figure something out with that."
Then we have a deal.
Yes, he takes your hands, and same thing happens with you. He kind of like his hand slips through. He turns back to Ariazzo and he says, "Have you made your decision yet?"
Ariatsu still is kind of deep in thought, and he kind of looks up at him. What about? I don't know if this is the right thing, but what about? Could you help me? I don't know. Bring down, destroy her, maybe. Maybe break the curse upon my people.
So remind me about Lolf for a second.
Lilith is the spider demoness goddess queen of the drow. She's the one that, I mean, it gets real deep if you go into like all the elf lore, but basically she had a disagreement with the father of the elves, and he cast her out, and then she took the dark elves with him, or with her, and she is the reason that dark elves are like super evil and slavers and just terrible society. That's also why the dark elf society is matriarchal, because Lolth is like she's a woman, and she has like spider priestesses. She's basically like an evil spider. But she is like a major god. Like it would be a big ass.
Okay, so Hallister thinks for a second, and I'm gonna have him roll something in secret.
Sure.
No, that's for Manticores. My bad. He's not a Manticore. I was like, why is his intelligence so low? That doesn't seem right.
You have a lot of faith in your people, Ariat, so I know the Durgar aren't as nice, and they don't have a god corrupting them.
Well, Linville, I think if maybe if we could get rid of that influence, they'd be better.
Well, the Drow have that chance, yes, but the Durgar don't have something like that.
So I just want to let you guys know he rolled a 40 on his history. So, so he says one of the All Fallen is connected to Lolf, and I believe if you were to possibly, I'll have to think on it more, but if you were to engage this one in combat, and before you were to put it back in its prison, perhaps you could help me weaken Lolf enough to make this work. But I believe we won't make the deal yet, because if I'm not sure about it, I'm not going to completely make the deal with you. You're not totally able to make the deal. I won't twist my words like that against you.
I appreciate that, Alistair. And if you think that you can't do it, then come back and maybe we can work something out by providing a sanctuary for drow that want to escape you.
Yes. Yes. So the All Fallen that is connected to Lolf is called the Weaver of Lies.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
I can also send you like some info on Lolth if you want.
Okay,
Not
well,
right now, like later over the next week or whatever, you can look at.
yes, don't worry, I've got this. So, yes. So, he looks to all of you and he says, "Is there anyone that hasn't made their deal with me yet?"
Gildus just kind of looks around and it's like, well, it's nothing as special as killing a god, but some startup money for a detective business would be nice.
I think Hallister actually laughs at you, Gildus. He fully laughs at you.
I don't think any of us should be surprised, Gildus.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I needed that. After he asked me to. Oh man, I thought you were gonna tell me you wanted to be a god, but okay. Oh man, okay, alright. Startup money? I can give that to you now if you want to.
Just leaves the party and retires. I'm good to go.
Oh, well, I can't really start a business without a reputation now, can I?
That's very true. If you want, I can also enhance your reputation after this. You could be known across the land as Gildus, the detective who found all of the All-Fallen and sealed them back in their dimensional prison. Who wouldn't you hire you after that?
I like this plan.
Yes, you will be a household name, Gildus. You will be a legend.
Beautiful. And I stick my hand out for the handshake.
He gives you a firm handshake, and then he kind of slips out of it.
Oh, I do my immediate, like, too much shaking, like, same thing I've done every other time.
Okay, then, as you do the too much shaking, then, roll me an Arcana check for you.
Okay.
I was hoping you were going to say Constitution save.
Well,
No. But yeah, so as you roll that 12, you realize that, while the image of Hallister is very, ghost-like, because this seems to be, like, a projection of him, the hand you're shaking seems to be Mage Hand.
Oh.
Yeah. And, he slips it away again, and you feel, like, the Mage Hand kind of disappear as he, like, stops shaking your hand. So, yes, there we go. Thank you all. I have sent other adventurers down there as well to see if they could accomplish this task. The first floor of the dungeon I seem to have under a lot of control as of late. I don't want anything leaking out into the public eye as of yet, and I think I've contained it pretty well. However, if you think that there are any adventuring parties upstairs that could be trusted with this sort of secrecy, you may invite them along into the dungeons as well to try and help move this threat.
All right.
I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
Yes. Yes. Well, in that case, I will. And he claps his hands. And he says, "I am going to have to check on something down in the lower floors for now. But do you have any other questions that I may answer at the moment? I'll give you 3 questions."
Well, I don't necessarily. I don't want to take up one of our questions, and Ariatsa just kind of looks.
Just if you have a question, use it, Ariatsa.
What about instead of killing her, and instead of killing Wolf and destroying her, what if we could maybe take that into consideration before you come back and ask me if I should shake your hand or whatever?
If you want me to try and think about that, I will.
Is that a question? Does that count?
That's more or less like part of the discussion we were having earlier, so I won't count that one.
That's what I thought. That's why I was, hesitant. But
I'm a nice old guy.
I do have an actual question. But
Yeah, so to the rest of the party, one of the questions that we could ask is, what's the quickest way down?
I was gonna say, what if he could provide us with a way of teleporting out of Undermountain and returning to where we...
Ooh, a teleport to the Yawning Portal would be super handy.
Town portal.
And
Diablo
way,
2 style.
and the way to
Maybe,
get back to where we came from.
well, perhaps not at the yawning portal, but to the tavern.
Smoke and mirrors.
Oh yeah, no, that would be better.
And teleportation in and out of Undermountain. That seems seems dangerous to a sort of degree. Usually I don't give shortcuts, but perhaps if you need it, then I could be persuaded.
If it's not,
Well, how about this? We know that this place is dangerous. We're mortals. We need to rest on occasion. Do you know? Are there any areas that could be easily defensible on every floor, or is it just some?
There are some defensible areas of the floor. There are certain hideaways that adventurers like to use. Back to the teleporting in and out of Undermountain. I believe you've already found one of the transportation nodes that adventurers usually use. And I'm going to point you back towards this thing over here called a gate over here at the top left of the map.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So over here, Alistair points to this at your Xanathar map, and he says, once you adventurers see these gates over here, they will be able to jump to and fro from one level of Undermountain to the next, and so they're sort of like checkpoints, so that adventurers don't have to constantly wade their way down through Undermountain. They can claim their riches and go upwards to spread the word, as it were.
Fair enough.
Yes.
And on the topic of the tavern, if you don't want to give us an item that can be stolen, perhaps you can just do magic that only really us can use. But this is something, again, if you would allow it.
Well, by the way, that's one question, by the way. Just the whole teleportation question. A magic that only you could use.
I mean, I'm sure you can inscribe runes maybe into something.
I would have to work on it, but that is possible. I don't know how I would get it to you. Possibly teleportation. He thinks about it for a moment, and he says, I'll get back to you on that one. I'm not sure if I could manually get a magic item towards you guys from where I am at the moment, but perhaps at a later date I could get you something like that.
A supply drop on a certain level that you can get to.
Yes, well, the first level is quite far away from where I am at the moment.
Another question we could ask is how many total All Fallen are there that we have to deal with? And I'm asking that to the
Well,
party
we
to
can
see if
see
they
the
want to.
statues.
Yeah, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 All Fallen.
Okay.
Also, I know where you're pulling the All Fallen from, and I'm so fucking ready to fight them.
What about this statue over here?
Sorry, which statue are you pointing to? Alistair looks over there and he says, "Oh yes, that is the 12th All Fallen." He kind of goes over there and he says, "That is." He kind of like looks at it, and it's the statue of just like a man. And it's a man in like shining like gray armor, and he says, "Well, I was hoping that to be me, but that didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to."
This started because you wanted to become an All Fallen?
I thought it would be a nice experiment, but it didn't really turn out the way I wanted to. People with power, they only want sometimes they want more power, and unfortunately, that was my blunder.
You wanted into the club, and instead they kicked you out and took it for themselves.
Yes.
Well, I guess 11 demigods would do that.
I thought my powers would be enough to contain them, and to be fair, I only was going after the one at first, but unfortunately things got out of hand.
What do you... Well, I started asking that to Alistair, and then I stopped, and then I look at the party and say, we could ask him what he intends to do when we finish off the All Fallen.
Well, I don't have any other questions, unless somebody else has something to propose.
That is 2 questions, by the way. So you're down to 1.
Talking to the group, I'm like, should we figure out a way to reach him if we need help from him? Or
Well, it's his lair. If he wants to reach us, he'll get to us.
Well, so he was saying that he was on a lower level and would have difficulty getting here. But we know that we just have to go down to get to him. It might be an idea to save our last question for the next time we see him, just in case we need it.
Although I
good
think
one, too.
Ariazzo has a good point in asking his question, I believe.
What he intends to do when we finish off the All Fallen. Yeah, as a player, I don't think Ariazzo would assume this, but as a player, I'm just wondering if we knock these obstacles out of his way, and then like he turns into some kind of super god or something at the end. But
He wouldn't be the worst person to make into a super god.
seems nice. Seems nice enough.
If he becomes a super god, you'll have to become a super duper god.
Super god guru, please.
Super duper god. But yeah.
Do you guys want to save the question, or do you want to ask him that? I
Don't
kind of
mind
like the
either
idea
way.
of saving it, personally, now that Harmony mentioned it, because it's a really good idea.
Yeah.
We'll probably have a question later.
If you wish to have your question answered, you may only need to call upon my name, and I shall be there to answer it.
All right.
Well, that is handy.
Yes. Now, the first floor up here is very secure at the moment. None of the All Fallen have been able to reach this place as of yet. However, when you go downstairs, it will probably get progressively worse and worse. So be ready.
Jolly good.
Always ready.
All right, and he quickly decides to evaporate at this point. He says, "Good luck."
Cheers.
I like him.
He seems all right.
me too.
For a high-level wizard, he's not too bad. Usually a bit grumpy.
Or he was faking it the entire time.
Or that, and we're about to die horribly. One or the other.
Yep.
Only one way to find out, though. Should we go see about that gate?
I'm ready when you
Onward.
are.
I think we investigated everything.
No, we still have an entire corner to do.
Do we want to, or do we just want to hop down? I'm fine.
So-
either way.
So I
I don't
have
think
a
we've actually
slightly-
found the entrance to the second floor yet.
So I think Alistair said that the gate would take us there.
So
No,
just
he
like
said- he said
just to
that-
re-
He said once
Yeah.
we've gotten to the gate on the other floors, we can use them to travel between the floors we've already been to.
Okay.
yeah, think of them like checkpoints.
Gotcha. Right. Okay.
It's like fast travel in a video game.
Yeah,
Righty. Okay.
in a
So we
video
still
game.
have to-
Yeah, we haven't actually found the way to the second floor yet.
Well, there
Well-
is beyond the Manticore room, and I don't believe we went south.
No, there's still
You
an,
went,
there's still
yeah,
an
you went south a
entire
little bit.
corner of the place to check.
How's everybody on health?
I'm good.
Ow.
Well, I can help with that. Let me drop a cure wounds on that, or we could do a short rest.
you can also like go back up through the yawning portal and take a long rest up there if you wanted.
Oh my god, that's so.
I don't
annoying.
have that many spells either.
I am also low on spells, but I can just hit things if we want a short rest and go a little bit further.
So, going from our map, it looks like where we are, there's only a small bit left to do on this side. We'd have to go back the other way past the exit anyway. So if we go back, exit, have a long rest, and then come back and do the rest.
We have the entire south part. I don't think we actually did anything south.
You did the Xanathar Guild part thing south,
Yeah.
but then you kind of like went back up.
Well, that was right here, right?
Yeah, we
Yes.
did like this part, but we haven't gone any further past that.
Yeah.
Should we say clear the bit next to us then, and then head out, and then come back later?
Seems like a good plan.
Yeah.
Yep. And Ariazo does Prayer of Healing, so each of you can take back 9 HP.
Thank
Oh,
What's
the
up,
9
Luffy?
HP that I haven't lost.
Are you still in trouble, Lindell, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll drop a cure wounds on you. How strong a cure wounds do you reckon you'd like?
I'll leave that up to you. I'd like to be a little bit more above half health.
Oh, so you're below half health at the moment.
Slightly above it.
Okay. So I'll drop it level 3. Then?
Uh,
30, 25, yeah.
Yeah, that barely gets me up to full. Yeah.
That keep you going for now?
Oh yeah. Oh wait. A little bit under full. So yeah, I'm good.
So I can. So basically, I've got a few charges left on the staff of healing. I can top you off, or because we'll be doing a long rest anyway, so
Yes,
it doesn't make much.
it'll be fine. We might need it during combat in case someone goes down.
Fair enough. Okay. Should we head on then? Start at the top and work our way down.
Sure.
Sounds
Right.
good.
All right. So you guys want to go over here then? All right. And you guys head over towards the large doors over here, and you gently press this door open, and you see that the door over here is just unlocked. It doesn't seem to have any sort of lock mechanism on it to keep it from being opened. So as you look in through, you see over here there is like large footprints leading over in over that direction. And down here you see just unoccupied space.
GM layer, so I wasn't sure where you were pointing the footprint.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. That's totally my fault. Yeah, so over here you see that there are large foot tracks leading up towards there. And over here you see there's just unoccupied space.
Should we check those footprints first?
Yeah. Does anybody recognize what sort of creature they might come from?
You can do a nature check.
We'll do that.
we
Nature
all
and
do that?
survival.
All right.
Nature or survival or
I was
Nature-
thinking survival.
I think this should just be nature since you're determining like what kind of creature is this. Like you're not trying to track it at all. You're just determining like what is this. So you try to track this thing. Not track it. You're trying to determine like what this thing is, and you determine that it's like a very large humanoid-esque creature because the feet seem to like be as large as like some of the hallway you're in, but it seems like very cramped and it seems like they're almost like one in front of the other. So like it seems like whatever made these tracks is very large, but it's also very cramped down by this thing. You think that it might be like a very large, maybe it's a giant of some kind or some kind of like very large humanoid creature.
Okay. I would like to stealthily come up to about here.
Okay. Make that stealth check.
14.
14. Okay. Let me just do
Basically
something real
just
quick.
Peeking around this corner, being as quiet as I can.
Right. You quickly see that behind this corner is a large-looking troll. that is like sitting on like a tiny wooden bench, and it has a chef's hat on its head, and it seems to be like gently like cooking on. It's not even cooking; it's waiting on an oven to be done with a meal of some sort in front of him, and he's just sort of like tapping its hands on his sort of pant legs.
So it's a troll, and it appears to be cooking. Like, oven, not campfire. Oven, chef hat, the whole works here.
That's all.
This is a weird place.
It really
agree.
is.
Probably get a sneak attack off of it if quiet and
But it's just a guy cooking himself some dinner. He just happens to be a troll. I'd feel bad.
Well, trolls are generally evil and cannibals.
Based on what I saw while I was looking, did I see what it was cooking?
You saw it was cooking like a stereotypical like big meat of like ham.
Didn't look human? Or humanoid?
It did not. It did not look humanoid in shape. He wasn't cooking a human ham.
Okay. I mean, I think as long as we stay out of its way, it's not going to bother us. But we should keep some fire on hand just in case.
next question is, what if it decides to sneak up behind us while we're in the middle of combat?
Well, as far as I know, it didn't hear me. So
Well, there are 5 of us. We could wander in and see if he's friendly. If he's not, then we deal with the problem in Undermountain, and if he is, then we know that our back is safe, as it were.
I'm not opposed to the plan.
I'm alright with this.
I'm certainly not going to be the one to start the conversation.
Well, since I'm suggesting the silly plan, I can front that if you'd like.
I'll go with you, Harmony. I'm not afraid of no
Be my
troll.
guest.
Last time we fought a troll, I shot him in the eye.
It turned out quite well last time.
I believe in us, Harmony.
Oh, right. You guys fought a troll before.
At the
I'll
very
cover your
beginning.
guys' back.
I want to redouble my stealth efforts.
All right. Yes. So, if any of you want to stealth up, please do so.
Are we sneaking up on him, Harmony, or are we being...
Gildus
nice,
is
friendly?
sneaking. I don't know about anybody else.
So I figure I should at least not attempt to sneak up on him if we're potentially going to be friends. It's not a great first introduction.
I'm not going to sneak either.
Gildus has snuck up to here and is waiting.
So I'll wander around the corner, say, "Oh, hi," and wave to the troll.
The troll looks behind him and he says, "Hello."
What's your name? What are you doing down here?
My name's Charlie. I am the cook.
Hi, Charlie. I'm Harmony. This is Ariadne.
Hello, Harmony. Hello, Ariazzo.
Wave.
He waves.
Big
Yes,
smile.
Who are you the chef for?
I'm the chef for the Manticores.
Oh,
Think you might be out of a job, friend?
Oh, what is that?
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
The manticores aren't here anymore. They seem to have left.
Oh, he looks very disappointed.
well, it means you have more food for you.
Well, this is. It was supposed to be for them. That really rustles my chimneys.
Well, if you want somebody to have dinner with you, I've got some friends. We could sit down and have some food.
He looks at you like fully like he's overjoyed that you said this, and he rushes up to you and he gives you like the biggest hug you've ever even attempted to have, and he says, "Would you though?"
Charlie, you better go check your pot. It's boiling.
Oh, okay, Ariat. So, you see him still with Harmony in the hug, take Harmony like over to the oven, and he says, "Oh my gosh, I've." Hey, wait, my boil's not.
When he
boiling.
ran away, when he runs away, it's like, oh, I was hoping the Harmony here could be here for this, but it's like, do you guys need a cook at your tavern?
Well, Jean does a great job, if I do say so myself.
It's like,
He could use some help, though.
It'd be quite a spectacle to draw the crowd.
mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, Charlie. My eyes are. I guess I need to put my contacts in. I didn't see the water's not boiling.
That's okay. Sometimes I get confused too. Usually my brother helps me out with that, but he hasn't been around in a long time.
Oh.
Zero comment.
Poor Charlie, the innocent troll.
That's very unfortunate, Charlie. You seem to be out of a job currently.
Yeah. My brother, he used to be around here, and he hired me to do stuff. Well, when Mom left, but he hasn't really been here in a while, and I've been around taking care of the pets and depleting the magical food that arrives here every day. So I've just been kind of doing this for a while, and it's getting a little boring.
How would you like a job with more prospects, some interesting people, bit of variety?
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, me and my friends here happen to run a tavern. We've already got a chef, but there's plenty of things that could be done. And you're more than welcome to come join us there if you'd like.
Do I have
lonely
to?
down here.
Okay, I have a question. He raises his hand very gently.
Oh?
Are you a devil?
Not directly. Somewhere in the bloodline, there's a little bit of devil, but
Okay, I saw you had
no,
like an instrument on your back, and I wasn't sure if you were the actual devil or not. Because I've heard a few songs about fiddlers and devils, and I'm not a good musician guy. I didn't know if I could win that kind of fight, but okay, my mom said not to trust devils, so I don't. But like, if you say you're not a devil, I'm sure you're trustworthy enough.
Wise woman.
very wise woman.
Hey, Charlie, do you like pastries? Sweet?
Yeah. I like crepes.
Well,
You're gonna love this job.
yeah, we have a little specialty at our tavern. These little edible pastries, and I will hand him one of Sativa's edibles.
This is really small, and he like picks it up in his hand, and he kind of just like tosses it into his mouth.
Well, it's for small people my size and Harmony's size.
We can get some for your size when we get back.
Yeah, you can make food for people your size who visit the tavern.
Okay. He is going to make a Constitution saving throw to see how he handles the weed, and he gets a critical hit. So he says, "Tastes a little funny, but I think I could make it a little better if you want."
All right. We use a special plant.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I can use special plants too.
Well, you seem to have a talent for cooking, so
Yeah.
we could have you along.
Okay. But yeah, if you want to have dinner here first, I could totally make you something, and we could have ham,
All right.
some soup if you want.
Sounds lovely.
All right, we can, yeah. And if you want, I could take you to the feast hall, and we can get you set up there.
Yes.
Can I just do a general insight check on all this?
Sure.
I want to trust Charlie the troll, but I don't know if I can.
Can I
Charlie.
roll a same insight?
Racism.
Yes. You see that Charlie is a troll that has probably been alone for a very long time, and you don't know where his brother is right now. Some of you have a sneaking suspicion about what happened to his brother, but others of you are just like, Charlie, he seems like a nice guy,
Maybe he got hit on the head when he was a child.
Maybe no, it's not that. It's just like Charlie seems like he's been very caged in on the first level of the Undermountain. You don't know how long he's been here or like what he's seen, but he seems very innocent.
Okay.
Yes, so he takes you down to the dining area, which is it is in.
Was not expecting it to go this way.
Yes, he takes you to the Noble Feast Hall, which is all the way down here. There are actually 3 separate feast halls in his corner of the level of Undermountain. So you can see that this feast hall right over here is very fancy. The door of this place doesn't open very easily, so the troll has to like force its way in. You can see that on the table is like a half-eaten kind of dish that probably went bad like a while ago. Charlie like bats it over to the side of the room like he's done it 1,000 times, and you can see that on the edge of the table there are like skeletons just sort of sitting in chairs. He also just kind of cleans those up and he says, "I'm sorry that I didn't clean up. I didn't know I was going to have visitors tonight."
All right.
Totally understandable.
Yeah. You can see that there are a few kind of glass chandeliers in the ceiling. And he says, I've had other adventurers down here before. They weren't like alive though. My brother kind of let them in, but I don't know. He kind of didn't like them, I think. And
How long ago did your brother disappear, Charlie?
disappeared like a few months ago.
How did those guys die? As I point to the skeletons that were sitting there.
I think they came into the Manticore pit, and they just ended up dying down there. And my brother kind of had them as appetizers, but I hadn't really partake in that. I'm a vegan.
It's a noble pursuit, Charlie.
You're a good boy, Charlie.
Thank you. I try.
I can't hate this little idiot.
Yes.
Good as Charlie.
Yeah, so Charlie the vegan troll. I just was saying that out loud just makes me smile. He quickly gives you guys a good meal here at the dining hall, and he gives you like a fully stocked plate of ham and soup as well if you want soup. It's kind of like a meaty kind of broth, and you see that Charlie is kind of like in the middle of this just taking in some water as well, just like into his fat gullet. And he says, so, where do you guys live? Do you guys live in Skullport?
Where's Skullport?
It's on the third level of the Undermountain. Haven't seen a lot of people come up from there lately.
Oh, we live above on the surface.
No, you guys live in Waterdeep. Oh, okay. Okay. It's cool, I guess. When you say Waterdeep, he kind of looks a little bit nervous. He says,
Are you worried that people won't like you there, Charlie?
I mean, I've heard a lot of bad stuff about monsters up there. I mean, Undermountain. It's kind of a chill place to be a monster, and without adventurers coming in with crusades of people to hack your shit open. So I mean, I'm sorry. Excuse my language. I didn't mean to say shit.
It's okay. It's okay, Charlie.
It's okay, Charlie.
I didn't mean to say that. Hold on. And then he gets up and he puts a little copper piece into into a jar in the corner.
He has a swear jar. Oh my god. We can't let this poor child die.
And he says,
Adorable troll.
I'm sorry. My mom used to make me do that all the time, and I still do it. But yeah, so people they don't like monsters like me up there, and so I usually just like to stay here on the first level a lot. I keep waiting for my brother to come back, but it's been a long time since that happened.
Maybe
That's
he
right.
found a lady troll.
He blushes and he's like, I don't know about lady trolls. I don't know if they like me.
Well,
I don't know.
Charlie?
You're a very charming lad.
I don't know. I don't think I'm like other trolls. I think Lady Troll's like my brother a lot because he was like other trolls. I don't think I'm like. I'm kind of like you guys, to be honest.
Do you know? Do you know what I am?
What are you?
Half drow. Do you know what a drow is?
Drow are like elves, right?
Bad elves that a lot of people hate.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't hate you.
Well, thank you, Charlie. Kind of like a monster in a way, but I came to Waterdeep and I was nervous too, but I found a lot of people there. I found my companions who Harmony, Gildus, Lindell, and Mercury, and I even found some other friends who are up there right now, waiting for us to return. And I think maybe if you come with us and you behave yourself and you be a nice boy, you'll have a good time, and you'll find a place for yourself.
He smiles and he says, "Do you have a lady troll up there too?"
No. Sorry.
No, I meant like, do you have like a relationship up there? Like, I know that you like asked me about it. I didn't know if you had someone up there that was special.
I had a torrid affair with a man named Jarlaxle, but that's behind me now.
Oh, so
Wasn't the time too.
it's the rest of us are like looking at each other. It's like,
Oh,
okay, he's
Gildus
finally,
is openly snickering.
like he finally admits it. It's okay.
Okay, I'm not sure if Jarlaxle knows that the relationship is over yet, but yeah. So you guys,
So- Ariatso, what's underneath the eye patch?
Oh, it's fascinating, Linda.
okay, yeah. So you quickly say that to him, and he says like, "Oh, cool. Well, maybe I'll ask you for like dating advice sometime."
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do what I can for you, Charlie.
He gives you a big smile, and he's like, "Yeah, so everybody just eat up, and I'll think about it." And by the end of the dinner, he does eventually come around to the idea of working with you guys. So, do you what?
Sorry.
Yeah, so eventually dinner wraps up. The meal was pretty great, to be honest. He's like not a half-bad chef, even though he's living down here in these kind of barren conditions. You guys, do you just want to like fast travel back up to the surface level to get your long rest?
Before we go, I would like to ask Charlie if he knows how to get to the second level.
Yeah. The way to get to the second level, it's in the southern part of the first level of Undermountain. It's way down there. And he like points on your map, and he like points like right here, like at the bottom of the map, and he says, "This stairwell will take you outside of inside of the second level of Undermountain."
Okay. Did we already explore that?
No, we
Well, I
haven't.
was missing
No.
last week. What is the
No.
key for?
It is a Xanathar guild or Zentarum guild
Guard post. Wasn't it?
guard post, yeah.
It's
Alright.
It's Xanathar.
Yeah.
Looks like we'll be meeting some old friends on the way.
Makes sense that Xanathar would have the entrance covered.
I'm ready to go back and set Charlie up in his new day.
Should we send some of those flying papers ahead to tell people that, we're going to be escorting a troll through the city?
I don't think there's any need. We're the heroes.
I have a few. I get like 4 out, and I go, Gildus here, please write. I'm writing one myself.
Okay, I write one to
Safety first.
Mert, and then Durnan, and like
And I'm writing one to
Anybody else?
because Ariatso isn't. It's like, your boyfriend is crazy. We're bringing a troll through the city, and he thinks it's okay.
Okay, so you write these papers and you give them like the normal command to like fly. When you toss them, however, they just go right to the ground.
Oh, okay.
Well, one of us could leave and then.
Yeah, once we get to the entrance, we can have somebody go up first.
I'll make sure
explain the
that gets
situation.
done before we bring Charlie here upstairs.
Yes.
The other
Alright.
thing that we might want to do before heading up is just have a little last look around these other rooms down this branch of the, of the first level.
Right here.
Yeah, so that one and the one just north of us.
Well, I mean, Charlie can tell us what's in.
Yeah, so Charlie tells you, well, up there is the other feast halls. One's for a guard feast hall, and one's for a servants feast hall. That's where I usually hang out. However, is one door is he points to the one that's let me focus in on here. One over here. That one has like a green door on it. I can't really get it to open. I've lived here like for a long time and it's never opened for me.
Ooh, we might want to look at that.
Yeah, that might be worth a look before heading off.
Yeah, let's go take a look at this green door.
All right. You all head over to that green door, and you see that it's actually like covered in green moss and vines. And as you kind of look upon it, you see that like there's a little key slide on it that like goes into the door handle. And on the door, there also seems to be some kind of writing on it. Do any of you know Elvish?
I do.
I also do.
Yes. You see on the door it says, warning, flower disease beyond this door. And then you see like a little inscription below it that is in a language I don't think any of you know. It's in Druidic.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you need to be a druid to do that.
Yep. So it doesn't look like you can read what's beyond that, but you do see that there's something called a flower disease beyond this door.
Can I take a note of what it says in Druidic so that we could ask Sativa later on?
You could totally do that, yeah. Yeah, you can just like scribe it down, and you get a pretty good look at it. And the troll says, "Yeah, I think my mom went past this door a few times. She had the key on her, but one time she went into the door and she closed it behind her, and she never went back. And I think she's still kind of gone."
Oh.
Can I roll a history to know what maybe the flower disease pertains?
Sure.
I don't know.
You've heard of like some magical plants having like diseases on them, but there are so many to count. You're not really sure what this could pertain to.
I'll also attempt a history check, I guess. Nope.
You're just like, flowers disease? Flowers don't have diseases. What? Okay, Ariato, you have like an inkling of what this might be. You've heard of like some weird kind of plagues that happened like a long time ago, and some of the natural disasters of just the world itself. You know that there was something a long time ago called the plague of flowers, and you're not quite sure like how it went exactly, but from what you can tell, like it was a pretty widespread disease that was created by a sort of magical disease that was spread out by flowers.
I relay that to the party.
Another thing to ask Sativa about.
Yes.
But yes, the only way past this door seems to be the big lock on it.
So I'd be tempted to see if you could open it, Gildus, but it might be better to find out a bit more before we do.
I'd rather not touch the diseased door thing very much.
That's an understandable concern.
So we'll come back to this later. Let's deal with getting
through the city.
Yes.
This is gonna be interesting.
All right.
All right,
So I am going to make sure that a note goes to Mert, to that captain of the guard that we met when we rescued Raynar.
All right. Yes. So
and actually also that I don't know if we got their name, but that secret lord, but that master lord.
the Masked Lord. Yes, you're going to. I think you got the name of the Masked Lord, but yes, you contact them as well.
I don't use the stone that they gave us. I just write them a thing on the sending paper.
Okay. So you send these messages out. You first have to climb out of the Undermountain to do this.
That's who I'm writing to.
All right. All right. So that's who you're writing to.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm basically just saying, hey, the dragon, the people who got you all your money back are bringing a non-violent troll through the city. Please alert the guards. Please don't kill it. Please don't attack us.
Okay. So yeah, that's who you're writing to. You have to get out of there to properly send the messages. So when you do, So okay, you guys make your way back to the starting area over here, and you see that the rope and pail that first carried you down is still there. It doesn't seem like anybody else has gone into Undermountain yet since you left, or if they have, you don't know about it yet. So you look up and you see that there is a little note on the pail that says, for departure upwards, please donate 1 gold piece to Durand. And it points towards the bucket.
I'm just gonna look up the shaft. Give like the upper part of the shaft the bird, and then just flick a gold piece inside.
The gold inside dematerializes, and you see the bucket start to be raised upwards.
I grab on.
All right,
use, winged boots to just walk up.
Okay. Yep, you walk up with the winged boots, and you guys appear back in the Yawning Portal Tavern. And it seems that Duran has been continuously trying to find out another thing to call you guys. So are they the Dragon Keepers, or are they the expert dragon? No, damn, oh my god. And so as you come back upwards, he says, hey, Dragon Warriors. No, that sucks. Hey, what are all of you doing?
Well, we made a friend, and he's a very unusual friend, and we'd like to take him back to our abode. But we wanted to make sure that you were appraised of the situation beforehand, because he's a bit of the, he's got a bit of the, he's a bit of the trollish persuasion.
Oh, he's a troll. You have a pet troll now?
Basically, yes.
Oh, okay.
And as I'm saying this, I'm sending off the sending papers.
Okay, you send off the sending papers. And you quickly and you see them actually fly out this time at the doorway. And one of them actually kind of dips and goes across the corner to another table. And you see that Joel Axel is just kind of sitting at one of the tables in his disguise as the ringmaster Zod. And he quickly picks up the paper and he starts opening it hurriedly. And he starts scanning through it, and he looks over to you, and he nods before getting up and moving out towards the outside.
I just sort of give him a little, not a salute, but when you put 2 of your fingers to your forehead and then point toward them, that sort of thing. I dropped it.
Yeah, a sign of respect.
Yeah, just thanks, buddy.
All right. Duran gives you the okay to bring up Charlie, but he says if he starts trouble, there's a ton of adventurers just like in the tavern that are willing to kill this thing.
We also ask that no one tries to jump the gun and attack him.
All right. He gets up on the bar and he says, "Anybody that attacks a troll that's coming up, you're banned from the yawning portal." And you hear like a few groans coming from around. He's like, "I mean it. Anybody, I see a pebble, you're banned."
Thank you, Dernan.
He says, "Okay, yeah, well, just you do your thing and make sure that
I'm gonna give those messages some time to reach their recipients before we bring them up.
All right. You see that the recipient that has gone to merch comes back to you, and it responds with, "I'll be clearing the streets so that you have an appropriate amount of time to get your troll problem under control."
Thank you.
And you do not receive a letter from the Masked Lord.
Okay. We appreciate it greatly. And I sort of shout down the hole. "All right, it's safe. Come down."
Don't you mean come up?
Stop being pedantic.
Get your grammar right.
You hear Charlie's voice go, What's pedantic mean?"
To be honest, I don't know. It just sounded appropriate.
I think you just made it up, Charlie.
It sounded good, though. It sounded really good. And
maybe you should say it more.
Okay, so Charlie is going to. He doesn't use the bucket. He's actually just going to climb up, or at least attempt to do so. He rolled a 19, so yeah, he's just claws onto the walls and just starts climbing out of the place.
He finds other troll claw marks. It's like, I wonder how these got here.
This looks like my brother's claw marks. That's super weird.
He wouldn't come this way.
He wouldn't do that. There's a bunch of bat marks around here too. That's weird. Yeah, you quickly go up and you see that the people are in the Yawning Portal Tavern look nervous, but they're not making any moves yet.
I am going to keep like radiate like a circular eye on the entire room, and I'm just going to draw my my +1 throwing knife from the belt.
Make an intimidation check.
19.
Nobody draws theirs in response. Yeah, they're like, you see some of them that were looking towards you. Their eyes go sideways and they back off.
Yeah, like it was very obvious. Like, look what I've got in my hand. You know who I am by now.
Well, we know the big man. He's the dartboard guy. I don't want to mess with him. And yeah, you quickly get Charlie up through the well, and you look outside and you see that Mert is good on his word, because however he did it, he got everybody out of the streets. There's nobody in the streets of Waterdeep right now.
It's good to have friends.
Yes. So you quickly head back to the Smoky Mirrors Tavern in Troll Skull Alley, and you make your way back inside. You see that. Actually, can you roll me a D100 real quick to see how your business is going?
I got it. $98.
98. Shit. Yeah, let me look at that. Yeah, okay, there we go. Let's see, the 98. Jesus, okay. With that, when you get there, you see that you actually have a guest in your tavern that you weren't expecting. You see that there is the Blackstaff of Waterdeep is inside of your tavern talking to your ghost butler, Jean. They seem to be having a nice conversation. She has a retinue of guards in there.
Have I gone in before anyone else?
Yes, you
Okay,
have.
I'm just going to look around for a second and like, okay, everyone stay calm. There is a troll about to walk into the bar. He is not violent. He is friendly. Do not attack him, please. Thank you.
You see, like, the Blackstaff of Waterdeep, Vajra, say, what do you mean there's a troll coming in here?
I mean
And
literally what I said.
you see, yeah, she sees it too, as it starts coming towards the place, and she's like, oh, okay, I will, she looks towards Jean, she's just like, we'll talk again some other time, Jean. And she gets up and she taps her black staff on the ground, and you see that she like vaporizes in a puff of smoke along with her guard retinue as you guys come in.
Hi, Jean.
Jean comes in, and Jean sees you guys come in along with the troll, and he says, hi, hey partners, what's going on?
We met a friend.
We thought you could use some help. He's a very good chef, so it seemed natural.
Oh, he's a good chef, huh? He looks like a little embarrassed, and he's just like, okay, I mean, yeah, we can always use more chefs around here if you want. I see he's got like a little. I see he's got like a little chef's hat on. That's cool and all. And he like takes off his hat for a second, like he's embarrassed. He's like, that's cool, I guess. I mean,
John, are you jealous?
No, I'm not jealous. I'm just saying, like, if you want an actual chef, that's totally fine. Like, I understand.
You can both be chefs. There's nothing wrong with two chefs. That just means you can make more food.
I know. I just get a little defensive when you start bringing people in, and they're not ghosts. And but you know, I understand.
John, if we bring in more ghosts, that just means you are less special. Why would we do that to you?
You say this, and he looks up with like a bright smile, and he says, "I'm sorry. I got a little jealous. He had a good hat, and I'm the one with the good hat around here." And he like very like justly puts his cowboy hat back on. He says, "It's good to see you guys. Did you guys go into Undermountain? Are you okay?"
Yes. Well, the Undermountain is where we met our friend Charlie here.
Well, it's good to meet you, Charlie. And he takes Charlie's hand, and he says, "My name's Jean." And he says, "I can't take your hand. It just kind of phases through mine. Is that? I'm not like. Do I need glasses?" And Jean blanches for a second. He's just like, "No, I'm a ghost." And Charlie says, "How are you a ghost?" And Jean says, "Well, I died." And Charlie says, "Oh, that's cool. I mean, if that's what you did, that's what you did." And Jean looks very confused for a moment, and he's just like, "Okay." And he like gently phases through the bar, and he's just like, business has been okay. I just talked to the Blackstaff of Waterdeep. She came in for a visit.
Yeah,
She said she wanted to meet with you guys sometime, if that was all preferable.
Oh, well, we have some business to take care of in the Undermountain, but I suppose we could take a small amount of time to, you know, rest up in the city.
Yes. Well, yes. If you need to do your long rest or what have you, you can certainly take that. I'm already done with business for the day. And you can see that, in fact, it is about like, it's getting pretty dark outside since you guys came back. and it seems to be just like cornering around the end of the day. You remember you took a short rest in here like once before, so a significant amount of time has passed since you first entered Undermountain.
Well, I'm off to sleep. We can find a room for Charlie, I assume. But I would like to sleep in a bed.
He can sleep in the wine cellar. It's big enough for him.
We'll have to get him a bed.
Make it comfortable for him.
Charlie like holds a hand up and he says, "I don't need a bed if it's okay with you. I can sleep right on the floor. I've been doing it for a while."
Aww. But would you like a bed? Have you ever slept in one before?
I mean, normally beds kind of break when I sit in them, and he gets a little sad.
Well, we'll have to commission a very strong one.
Yeah, we can get you something special.
If you could throw me like a mattress as like a pillow, I could use it as one of those.
I think we have plenty of extra mattresses. Just put down there.
Yeah, you have some backup mattresses that you have. And yeah, you can totally like throw one of those down there for Charlie.
Beautiful.
All right. So the night passes. Everybody can go back up to max, get all your spells back, and get all your HPs and your action surges or whatever you people have. And the day rises again. You can hear that Charlie is downstairs. He's making a bit of a ruckus in the wine cellar because he seems to be reorganizing all the wines alphabetically. And he says, I noticed that your wines were a little unorganized, so I took everything and I just sort of organized it back into its like normal, proper standard. I hope that's okay.
That's more than okay. That's a good job. Good work.
Okay. Thank you. And he nods and he says, I guess I can make myself useful upstairs in the kitchens then. Are you guys going to leave today?
I believe so. Unless we had.
Well, we might want to get that thing commissioned. The bed.
Yeah, we could go ask about the bed somewhere. I think there were some blacksmiths on here in the alley. We could probably have something metal fashioned.
Okay, a metal bed. That sounds comfortable.
Well, a metal frame that we can put a mattress on so that you're comfortable.
Or a bunch of mattresses, considering, well, how big you are.
A bunch of mattresses. Okay. I think I would prefer one big mattress though, if I'm being honest. But hey, I'm not a beggar. I'm not a beggar. And he says, "You go off then. I'll see what I can do. Hopefully, I'll do a good job." And yeah, you guys can go about doing your daily business. You can head back into Undermountain. You can do the bed commission for Charlie, and you can do whatever else you'd like in Waterdeep while you're up here. You haven't been back up here in a while.
This game's ruined me because now whenever I fight a troll, I'm just gonna go, Charlie bit me.
Well,
I want to see if that raccoon actually wants to stay with me or venture out now that it's out of the.
Yeah. So you have this raccoon that you stored in your backpack. I completely forgot about it. And so the raccoon is now out of Undermountain, and he's just still like hanging around you. And the raccoon doesn't seem to want to leave your side. It has found a kind of residence in your backpack.
I guess I have a raccoon now.
I'm going to wander over to because I know there's a blacksmith in Trollspell Alley, so I'm going to wander over to them.
Okay, you wander over to the Bent Nail, and the Bent Nail is the local blacksmith in Trollspell Alley. And once you appear, Gildus, the Bent Nail quickly opens up, and the owner comes out and he says, "Well, if it isn't Gildus, now what is a famous figure like you coming around to me for?"
I have a rather odd request.
Well, the odder the better. In my case, I do take commissions.
Well, I am in the market for a metal bed frame that can fit something along the lines of the size of a troll.
Having a rather good nightlife?
No, it's not for me. It's for a friend.
Of course. He takes a note down and he just nods to you.
It needs to be sturdy enough to support, something roughly the size and weight of a troll.
He nods and he's like, okay, all right. Hey, you know what? Sturdy enough for a troll. I get what you're meaning there.
Thank you.
And he writes that all down. And he says, would you like a color for the bed? Do you want red? Or something like that?
You know what? Give me a moment. I'm just down the street. I'm gonna go consult with the person I'm buying this for. I'll see what they want.
He kind of laughs and he's just like, okay, all right. Go consult with the person. All right.
I run back down. And I'm like, hey Charlie, do you have a favorite color?
Charlie looks up for a moment. He says, I've always liked green.
Green, excellent. And then I go back over to the. I'm thinking a nice green.
Green, yeah, it's a very attractive color. I will get you a green metal bed. I'll spray paint it myself. Okay. Would you like a mattress to go along with the bed, or
if you could swing a mattress as well, that would be lovely.
Yeah, I know a guy. So he takes that down as well and he says, that'll be about for the whole thing. That'll be about 50 gold pieces.
Sure. I hand it to him.
All right, he takes the gold pieces and says, that'll be made within the week.
Excellent. You could just have it delivered to the smoke and mirror. The smoke and mirrors down the street. We'll ensure there's someone around to put it in place for us.
Of course. Hey, I heard you guys were going to Undermountain.
Oh, we've already been.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, word just spreads fast around here, and he says,
we're going back. If you were interested, if you wanted us to look for something.
No, it's not really what I had in mind for talking to you with. Do you have a will at all? Something to provide, like if you die in Undermountain, do you have like a next of kin you're going to send your belongings to? Or...
I don't personally.
Okay. Well, if you want, I'm always available to keep your stuff. Should you send a will over to me, I will be happy to negotiate your affairs, if at all.
I'll think about it.
Okay. I'll get on the bed. And he kind of like goes back into his shop and he's just like, think about the will, and he closes the door.
I just sort of shake my head, walk back to the tavern. Has anybody else been asked about the last will and testaments lately?
My money goes to my family when I die, so it's pretty easy for me.
The blacksmith just asked me to make him part of my will.
Really?
Yes.
I'm glad you two have such a close relationship.
I've never met the man before in my life.
Oh, that's awkward.
Maybe he wants to be your family.
Long distance, maybe. Maybe there's so much in common.
Was
Maybe
this
he's
out of character? Boom. Was this the Ganassi, or was which Ganassi was this?
This was the water Ganassi.
Okay. I don't think I'm related to anyone who with blue skin that's constantly perspiring. No.
Make an insight check.
Insight.
I'm not related to anyone
20.
with blue skin. The two half Underdark races just go,
So, a few things you think. One, you think, like, not a lot of people make it out of Undermountain, and a lot of, like, fortunes get left behind since, like, they don't have wills to distribute them to.
I'm fully aware of why he was asking that.
All right,
Both
so just like another thing.
So both in and out of character, I fully know why.
Yeah, another thing you pick up with that insight is that you don't think he believes when you said it was for another person. You think he like fully thinks it was for you, and you're just having like a wild nightlife, like just like behind closed doors.
That's entirely fine.
Yes,
He's allowed
He's
to
just
believe
like-
whatever he wants.
he's like, wow, troll-sized bed. Shit.
Maybe that's his way of requesting an audience.
Well, shit, you might get an audience soon. But yeah, so you now have the troll-sized bed in commission, and you can go back down into Undermountain if you want, or if you want to do anything else. It's perfectly up to you.
Oh, the Blackstaff wanted to see us. We might as well spend a day or so in the city while we're here. It's going to be a while before we come back.
Sure.
He's fine.
All right, you head over to the Blackstaff Tower. The Blackstaff Tower is within one of the many magical academies here at Waterdeep. And so you kind of make your way forwards towards the very large Tower of the Blackstaff. It's like a regular wizard's tower, except much larger. It goes up, like, I think 10 floors. And as you like head up the tower itself and go past the guards, which they just let you through since I think you're expected. The High Wizard of Waterdeep lets you into her office with open arms, and she says, yes, please come in, all of you, please.
So, we hear you'd like to talk to us.
Yes, I would. I have some news that I think you would all be interested in.
Do tell.
Oh.
Well, it has just come to knowledge, to me anyways, that on your street there is a noble that is calling herself she's actually just one of the few, I think the only noble on the streets of Troll Skull Alley. You know a Miss Gabriella, I think her name is? Hold on, was that her name? Shit. Let me look at my notes here for a second. I have to go back for a second. You, the one I'm trying to reference is like the one you moved in with the influence of Joe Axel, like just like a long time ago.
Lady Augusta or whatever it was.
Yeah, the Lady of Troll Skull Alley. Yes. Oh, that's
The one with the creepy mist around her house.
yes, that is the one. Yes, here's my notes. Had it tucked away in there. Yes, yes, Lady Gertruda, that was the name. And she says, Lady Gertruda has, from what my agents have been able to tell, her alliances in the past have not worked out very well for her. She is from a land known as Barovia, where she escaped from a vampire known as Strahd von Zarevich. And from what we have been able to gather, Lord Strahd is a very evil vampire of sorts. Now, we haven't seen any evil activity from her as of late, but we have noticed the strange mists that come out of her house every night at Troll Skull Alley. The strange mists do not seem to have any effect on the populace itself. However, it does seem to have some sort of dilapidating effect on the local greenery around the area. It seems to cause them to wither and to die. This has been affecting sort of the gardens in the area, along with sort of just regular flora and fauna. So I hope to like spare you the tragedy of your own establishment getting hit by this sort of fog, as I know your type of food relies on a certain plant of sorts. So if you wish to talk with her about this problem, I would recommend you do that soon.
Well, thank you for bringing this to our attention.
No worries. And if you need to exorcise her from the establishment for whatever reason, you will find that no guards will impede you in this action.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so she just basically like dropped the bomb and said like, if you need to get her out of the house, I'm not going to stop you, and neither will the guards. You basically have free reign. You basically, if you need to do something, do it, because I don't like her.
Yep.
And that is the deal on what she wanted to see you for. She gave you your license to kill, basically. But yeah, so that is the meeting of the Blackstaff Waterdeep. She just calls you in here to say, there is possibly a vampire agent on your street calling herself a noble, and she is releasing a possibly poisonous gas relating to the mist that is harming plant life, which could maybe kill your business if you're not careful.
I think
Well,
we
that
should
doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense because Jarlaxle invited her to come live on the street, and he's a good guy.
Our definitions of good are very different, you and I.
So, it does seem that there hasn't necessarily been anything nefarious going on other than the mist. If that can be resolved, then there's no need for any further issues. It's just she may not even be aware of the issues with the mist. It might be possible to resolve peacefully.
As a
You
player,
said
I'm
that-
just like, that's funny. But Gildus has no idea what the mists are, so.
You said that she has an influence on plants.
Yes, the mists themselves seem to have a harmful effect on plant life, and they seem to be making them deteriorate. Several gardens have already fallen to this mist.
Do you think Mercury's like looking to the group and he's like, you do realize we ran into that door that's diseased, and that's plant life as well. Maybe there's a connection.
Good point.
Well, the mist is killing plant life, not creating it.
So it sounds like the plant disease was also a problem for that. Or was that a disease caused by plants?
The flower thing was a disease caused by the plants that were attached to the door.
Righty.
Yeah. The mist is actively killing plants that it's coming into contact with.
Beyond the door that you saw in the Underdark, not in the Underdark, Undermountain, beyond that door was possibly a plant disease, or as you know, the flower disease. But the moss that was growing in the door wasn't the plant disease itself.
Mm. But yeah, let's go make sure our business doesn't die.
Okay. So you go over to her house in the manor.
Yeah.
Okay then. You quickly head over to Gertrude's manor, and you see that the lights are on, and there are like just general groundskeepers, like just right above the gates, doing their jobs.
Are there any mists coming out of it?
No, it's daytime right now, so there doesn't seem to be any mists.
So, who wants to head this little endeavor?
Well, if we're going to try and do this peacefully,
That would be the preferred method, yes.
I'm in.
let's go then. Feel free to jump in whenever.
All right. You can just sort of knock on the gates. You can you can try to hop over if you want. How do you want to like? So just like in front of you right now, you're in front of some gates, and like the manor itself is behind the gates.
So I'll see if so the gates are locked. I'm guessing.
You can try to like jiggle them if you want. See if they're locked.
So I'll just see if I can open the gate to get to the front door.
Yeah, the gates are open. You just kind of like push one of the gates open, and it opens up for you. And the front door is right across.
So I'll walk up and knock on the front door.
You like knock on the door with like a clapper that's on the door. Like you just kind of, and you get a response from a gentle voice from within inside the house, and she says, "Who is it?"
It's a friend from the Smoke and Mirrors. We were sent by the city. We were wondering if we could have
Just a moment. And it's actually like a few minutes pass by.
Before anyone opens the door, I want to try and slip away and see if there's another way into the house.
Okay. You see that there are a few windows on the house, along with a sort of. There's also a side entrance to the place as well.
Okay. If there's a window on the ground floor that I can easily get into that's like leads to an empty room, I want to try and get into that.
Okay. You see that there is a behind the house. There is a window leading to one of the back rooms as well. If you want to roll a sleight of hand check, you certainly can try to do that.
Would that be thieves' tools?
That would be thieves' tools. Yes.
All right. 22.
You jimmy open the window, no problem, and you can slip inside. And let me see which. Let's see. Okay, this one is going to lead you into the.
Do we have a map that we're allowed to see that we can like see from here?
No, I'm not going to allow you to see this map since this one's kind of for my eyes only. I think it makes it a little bit more tense that way.
All right, no problem.
So yeah, you enter in through this back window, and you plop yourself inside, and you see that you come into some sort of bedroom of some sorts, and as you kind of look around, you see that there is a just a regular bed. There seems to be a large sort of wardrobe next to the bed. There's a few desks around and a lot of packages. It seems that they haven't finished moving into this place yet, and that's really weird since it's been a few months.
I am going to look around the room for anything suspicious, but if there's nothing like outwardly suspicious, I'm gonna silently try to move about the place, see if I can find any rooms that look off.
Make an investigation check for me.
Oof. 4.
No, you don't find anything suspicious in this room. You check under the covers, and that's about it. And then you head outside of the room. As you do so, you don't find anything else suspicious with any of the rooms, like in the hallway that you're in. I do want you to roll stealth as you're doing this. Okay, it was a 23.
Well, I'm glad I rolled that one earlier.
You're very bad at investigating, but you're very good at not being caught while doing it. As this is happening, though, Lady Gertruda opens up the door, and you can see that she's the same as the last time you guys saw her. She's got this very black hair. She's got like pure black hair, like wrapped around in a bun. And as she comes towards you, she's got like a heavy cloak on her head, and she says, "Oh, greetings. What can I do for all of you today?"
Well, so we were basically a little worried about the mist that's been coming from the property.
Oh, the mist. What mist do you mean?
So at night, a mist seems to come from your property and seems to be damaging plant life in the area.
Oh, I'm sorry. She leans on the door and she fans herself and she says, "I'm so hot. When I take a bath, the mists just explode out from the windowsill. And I want you guys to roll an insight check on her real quick."
planning
Do we
to.
get advantage from how bad of a lie
Yeah, this
that
is horrible.
was? Oh, it's just my shower.
I mean, honestly, you can. You don't even have to roll insight. You could just choose not to believe her.
Yeah, Ariazzo, Balfour, and Lindell. Doesn't really matter what you rolled. You know that one, she's lying, and also she's flirting with every single one of you so badly.
You
Like,
are
that
pretty
was-
hot, my lady.
Ooh, I like this one, and she like wraps an arm around you, and she says, "Come, if you want to come into my home, that is more than appropriate."
Come in somewhere.
Hey.
I wasn't sure if it would go. I wanted to throw it out there.
Ariazzo goes from like sheepish little drow scared of Jarlaxle to like
She looks amazed that this is working.
Like, you know what? Jarlaxle, the hottest drow ever is one thing, but you know what? This vampire chick. Let's go.
Let's
Hey
go.
man, he knows all about this lady. I'm angling for a 3.
Oh man.
If she's a vampire, that probably means she's a MILF and she's good at sucking. Let's go!
This game, I can never
What?
show.
Sucking blood? What are you talking about?
I can.
This is
Jesus,
extreme, right?
you guys are bad.
You guys.
That's it.
Oh, I can never show this to my parents now. I can just never. I can never let
Just
it
edit
go.
it.
guess what?
Take it out. Take
It's
it out
on-
afterwards.
It's on
I'll
the
just-
internet forever.
I've said worse things on Steam before.
I'm just gonna edit all this out and post.
Like-
yeah,
What do you
fix
mean
and
you're
post.
going to edit it out? I'm the one who's making the video.
Like,
Yeah.
boom. You know this NPC Halam.
Yes.
Literally, I said, "Oh man, Halam fucks."
Yes. Halam fucks. All right. So
I'm not afraid of saying anything on stream. Let's go.
So she takes you by the arm and she starts leading you over, and she says, "Hey, would the rest of you like to come in as well?" She like raises her eyebrows, like, "Are we gonna have like a sixsome here, or?"
Glares at Mercury to see his answer.
I'm spoken for.
What was your answer, Mercury?
Said I'm spoken for.
Oh, okay. She says, "Oh, well, that's fine then. Come here, Ariazzo. I'll just have a quick word with you in private." And
Okay.
she starts guiding you down the hallways. As you pass down through the hallways, you just barely miss your friend investigating one of the rooms as he like closes the door behind him. As he does,
If I can do it
Can I-
without her seeing me, but Ariazzo sees me, I'm just going to give him the most like you slut look that I
I'm gonna give
can.
him a thumbs up, but I'm also gonna keep an eye out for any sort of like, if I can, like anything relating to the mist or like a fog machine or something.
Sure. Fog machine. Okay. Roll investigation. Okay. So with the investigation, you're looking around for like any sort of magical thing that's going on right now, and when you get to her room, which she is taking you to, you see that it's the same room that Gildus broke into. Yes. And she closes the door behind you and begins to just sort of like stroll around her room, and she says, "Well, what would you like to talk to me about?" And she just sort of like lays down on her bed, just like leg up, and she's like, "Is there anything you would like to talk about specifically?" Or as she like does this, you notice like not even like half tucked under her bed is just like a wooden coffin.
Oh. Well, my good friend Jarlaxle, he, if you remember, he kind of hired us to help you move in. I'm just
Yes.
wondering, what the nature of that relationship might be, because we've gotten to know each other pretty well, and
Jarlaxle is the hero of the Barovian people. He and his crew came to Barovia long ago. They were swept away by the mists of Strahd von Zarevich, and he and his crew battled Strahd at his fortress to free themselves from the curse of Barovia, and Jarlaxle himself braved Strahd in one-on-one combat and defeated Strahd von Zarevich and freed the people of Barovia.
Oh, that sounds like Charlie.
That sounds like Jarlaxle. And so, yes, when I was freed from the curse of Strahd, I went along with Jarlaxle, and I found my place elsewhere. And she, shows off. She, opens her mouth, and you see, two little fangs, pop out, and she says, now...
Do that with a file, or...
What?
Did you file those down, or...
No, I am a vampire spawn. I was one of Strahd's servants long ago. I have been attempting to live life normally without the need of human or mortal blood. However, I do get quite antsy nowadays. I don't think I picked up Strahd's level of charisma when I left. I kept all the other vampiric powers, immortality, or at least long-lived life. I hadn't noticed myself aging ever since I've left Barovia.
Not a day.
Not a day, yes. Although I have noticed that my powers have been weakening since I haven't had a good drink in some time.
All right.
Would you help me out with that? I promise it'll be good for you.
What are you suggesting, my lady?
I'm not saying you would be my blood bank of sorts. If you would like to, I would like to be intimate with whoever I would be drawing blood with. It's just sort of a vampiric thing that I like to have the same blood afterwards. Switching blood types often makes me sick and ill, so if you would like to engage in this sort of relationship, I would not be opposed to it.
Sure, why not?
Okay, we're gonna get away from that scene because it's soon becoming a scene I won't ever be able to narrate. Gildus, we'll go back to you. You just haven't found anything. But with your stealth, I think you just go back inside of the house, along with the rest of your compatriots, as you see one of the servants named Laszlo. You met him while you were moving him in, and Laszlo says, guess, what can I do for you? Would you like something to eat?
Oh, I'm not going to make myself known at all.
Okay, you're just in the shadows.
Oh yeah, I want to search every nook and cranny of this place until I'm very confident I've basements, upper floors, every room I can without being spotted, if possible.
Yeah, I'll just say that with your current roles, you do manage to explore the entire place. There's a basement, there's one attic spot. It doesn't seem to be as big as your sort of manor, but it is pretty sizable.
Okay.
However, with that, for an investigation, you do not find anything pertaining to the mists that are coming from this place.
All right, then I'll make my way back to the group then. If I'm confident that I haven't found anything, then yeah.
So now we're going to quote unquote fade to black because so I will say, if you want to, you will get laid in the scene, just right now.
I do want to ask her something before that I forgot to.
Okay, what did you want to ask her?
I wanted to bring up the mist and kind of stress that it is impeding upon our business and we're her neighbors, and see if we could come to an agreement about that.
I think she would respond with something along the lines of, "Oh, well, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours."
Good enough for me.
All right. So when you do this, I will offer you a choice of sorts. Now, this is a vampire spawn, which means that like when things get intimate, she will be drawing blood from you just like to have a drink every now and then. Do you like want to become a vampire, or
would I know what that would entail if I have the choice? Are you asking me as a player, or is she offering Ariatso the choice? Is my question.
She's offering Ariatso the choice. I think she can. She's lived long enough outside of Barovius to where she can contain like the vampiric gene that like goes into other people. So like, if you want to be more vampiric, you certainly can do this. So like, and you can roll religion to see what this will mean.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you advantage with this because you are a drow. So you're already in kind of the deep darks of anyways. You know that becoming a vampire wouldn't exactly mean much for you already because you're a drow. You know that it comes with a few stipulations, like going out in the daytime is certainly just like a no-go anymore. Like if you did that, you would turn to dust. If you were, you can't come into anybody's house uninvited anymore. So if you like broke into somebody's place, you'd have to get one of your acquaintances to invite you inside there before you went in. However, you think that might be a myth. You also know that running water is a bit of a pain, but that's also kind of a weird myth as well. Like you don't know if like taking a shower would kill you. But you're pretty sure you could ask her afterwards if you wanted that. So would this interest you? I will say like there is like a leveling table I have if you want to take vampire levels.
I want to look at it. I want to see. Do I get any advantages, or do I just turn to dust and have to not take showers and ask people to enter?
Let me actually check. I hadn't thought about this. So like,
turn into a bat. Do I get to go invisible?
Well, I mean, vampire spawn and vampires are very different creatures.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right.
You gotta ask if like, hey, you gotta yell into the hole at the yawning portal if Hallister will let you into his house, which is under mountain.
There have been developments, Hallister. You need to invite me.
Can I come in?
This is our third question.
That's what we saved the third question for. That's really good.
Let's see.
Also, if Ellis Bay is okay with you doing this.
That's the thing that's holding me back from answering right now. I gotta go do some prep.
I don't think she cares. She just hates Evil Jow, right? If you're a good vampire, she'd be like, "Yeah, my child, get laid."
So that's what I'm thinking.
There's damage undead.
Yep, here we go.
You might also want to be careful because I don't think we can. You can heal yourself, maybe, but I don't think we can ever heal you again if that happens because you count as undead, right?
A lot of that is Pathfinder stuff, like positive energy, healing, and stuff like that.
Oh no, it's D&D Wiki. But no, like certain healing spells, if it says...
Oh, wait, no, that was the wrong thing. My bad. That was the wrong thing. My bad.
You can't heal undead with healing word and cure wounds example.
You know what? I think there are actually rules for this in-game. So, tell you what, you won't, like, take the effects of this. We'll table this for, like, your next level up if you want. So, like, let's not make this, like, in the middle of the session. So I'll send you the details after this if you want.
Fling some drow dick for tonight, and then come back in the morning and answer.
Yeah.
Have the morning talk.
Yeah, you'll have the morning talk. So I'll say that like actually
toll that dead man.
So while your friends are waiting, Ariatso, can you roll me a performance check real quick?
Absolutely. Not bad.
Not bad.
For a 0 modifier, not bad.
It's all natural talent.
It's all natural. It's all natural.
Wait, I would give myself guidance before I did this. So that's a 17.
Let's see. What kind of?
You pray to your god. It's like, please let me slay, and then you hop into the bed.
Yeah. So let me see this. Is that a divine spell?
Maybe. Hold on.
It count. I mean,
all my magic is divine. It's divination. Yeah.
Divination. Okay. Shit. I don't know if that would be bad because she's a vampire or not. So that might
it doesn't do radiant damage. So.
All right, that's true.
Yeah, vampires in 5th edition are really only weak to like radiant damage, direct sunlight, and some other things. But like healing spells don't necessarily hurt them, not according to their stat block.
This is basically like a motivational spell. It's like you get yourself pumped up, you know.
Exactly. You just have your god whispering in your ear. Yes. Yes.
Oh God.
Yes. You're good. You're so good at this.
You got this.
You got this. It's fine. Just don't look directly at her sometimes.
You can win. You can do this.
I feel great. I can do
this.
Yes.
What are you doing? I'm trying to amp you up.
Yes. Yeah, it's like the Piccolo Kami thing from like DBZ Abridged. You have this voice inside your head.
She is the goddess of song, so she's just going boom chaka ah, boom chaka ah, boom boom boom.
No, it's like you have the epic. You have like the epic saxman music like going on through your head the entire time. And alright. Okay, this joke has gone on for far too long, so we're just gonna go past this now. Yeah, so
17.
you so a few hours pass, and because you rolled a 17, and your friends are still kind of like waiting for you, I guess, just like inside of the manor. And you come out just like a little wobbly, I guess, like a bit later. Your hair is a little disheveled, and you've got like a bite mark in your neck now, which could be like misplaced as a hickey. And the lady of the house, Lady Gertruda, says, "Hello, everybody. I just want to tell you that the mists will no longer be an issue. I'll turn down my showers now. I won't keep the showers going so long."
Appreciate it.
Ariatsu gives everybody a thumbs up and says, "I solved the problem for us, guys."
Taking one for the team.
Oh man, it must have been such a great sacrifice for you, Ariatsu.
I do what I can.
You're such a martyr for the cause.
I believed in you.
So yes. So yeah, now that you've solved that problem and gotten laid, what would you like to do? Would you like to go back into the Undermountain?
I think we've spent a good day. We might as well rest up.
Yeah, you spent a lot of energy today, getting a bed and then getting in bed, and yeah. So you will be heading to bed once again. Long rest, go to sleep, get back up, and the new day is here. And the bed is not here yet for Charlie. And you know that Charlie had a... let me roll for Charlie real quick to see how good of a day he had. Charlie had an okay day. People were kind of scared of him when he first started like cooking. And people could see like there was a troll in the back of the place. You think like a militia officer got called, but like Jean sorted it all out. So things got tense, but like, you know, things sorted themselves out. But now you see that is the day in front of you. So, do you want to go back into Undermountain?
So the only thing I think we have left to do is turn in that adventurer's shield we found in Undermountain.
That's true.
Yes.
You haven't given that to Duran yet.
Yeah, but Durnan's right there, and then we hop into the shafts.
Yeah, so just on the way.
Yeah.
All right. So you head back into the Yawning Portal, and you approach Duran, who is serving up some more drinks by the table, and he says, I came back. Haven't seen you guys in a couple days. Is that just one day? Never mind. Anyways, what can I do for you guys? You want a drink?
We're about to go back into the Undermountain, but we did find this during our last trip.
You hand him the shield, and he looks at it, and he gets like a very somber expression on his face, and he says, I will tell I'll tell his guild that he will no longer be attending the fishing boat meetings.
Probably for the best.
All right. And he takes the shield, and he actually puts it up behind the bar, and he like quickly like glues it back together into like one full shield. Does one of you know mending?
I do, yeah.
Could you mend the shield up?
I can, yeah. So seeing him do that, I'll offer to mend it for him.
All right, you guys kind of together, you seal it back up together into like one good shield, and he says, "Thank you," and he gives you guys 20 gold pieces. Yeah, if you see anybody else down there, just report to me, and I'll get the word out.
Will do.
All right. Back to life-threatening situations, I guess.
Back to the life-threatening situations. You guys quickly head back into Undermountain, and you see that not a lot has changed. Like the entryway is still not secret anymore, so you can go up through here if you want, and you can start heading downwards now.
Well, down the corridor of death.
Mm-hmm.
Fun time.
We
Or up
could
the-
alternatively go the way that we cleared and come up behind the corridor of death.
That's true.
Yes, so right down here is supposedly a corridor of death, and over here is the place you guys cleared out before.
It sounds like a much more reasonable plan to me.
Sure.
All right, so just pick a direction you want to go, and I will narrate.
Down this way, I suppose.
All right, you head down there, and after going inside of here, you would see that this is an area you have not explored before. This is a little hall in here. There's nothing living inside of here. Although you do see, once you start heading inside, there are these two pillars inside of here that just seem to be standing side by side. There's two stone pillars with about a 10-foot wide arch in between them that support the 20-foot high ceiling. There are near the two like ceiling poles. Old-looking orcish bones and skeletal remains of two orcs.
Oh.
And you can see that besides the skeletal remains are like what seem to be little magic pouches. Well, not magic pouches, just like regular old pouches. But they seem to have like bits of like gold inside of them.
Oh, well, I'll take those.
All right. So let's see. There's one over here, and there's also one near here. All right. So Gildus, as you pass through the pillars to go and get the gold, please roll me a d12.
A D12.
Yes.
Interesting. 1.
1. Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, good.
You rolled one S12, so you didn't actually roll.
Oh, okay. 1 second.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
D12. I was wondering why I didn't get the little animation. 3.
3. Okay, well, that's better than a 1. Nothing happens.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, you pick up the gold pouch, and you find inside there are 30 gold pieces inside of here.
Dece.
Yes. Do you want to go pick up the other one?
Nothing's happened so far. I'll do a quick scan around the room, though.
Now that I'm quick scan.
Yeah.
You don't see anything.
Okay.
All right. As you pick up the other pouch, please make another D12 roll for me.
What the?
That's another S. I don't know why you keep doing that.
I don't know either. Oh, there it is.
Ah, there it is. Okay, now make that Constitution saving throw for me.
14.
14. Okay. So let's see. As you pick up the next pouch, which has 90 GP in it, you see the two poles kind of shake, and they have purple kind of energy closing in between them. The energy then whoosh, slams into you and forces you out of the pillar space over towards here.
Oh.
And you are going to take half damage. So let me just... You're going to take half of 34, so 17 force damage.
Ow.
I do an Arcana check and see if I can work out what happened and whether there's a way to...
Yeah, sure. So, okay, with an 18 Arcana, you recognize this as like one of Hallister's gates that he put up to like teleport adventurers in between the two in between areas of Undermountain. However, this one appears to be damaged in some way. You think like something has damaged the gate so where it's now malfunctioning. And so when Gildus tried to go in between the pillars to grab the gold, he activated the gate, but it rejected him. And that's what happened. And some of the like broken magic just harmed him.
Is there any way to work out whether it's possible to repair the gate?
You don't know anything about Hallister's gates or how they work. You don't even know if anyone but Hallister can repair these things. And you're pretty sure that like Hallister's Undermountain is his domain anyways. So like you think repairing this thing is something only he could do.
Okay.
And that is all that's in this room. But hey, you got like what 120 gold pieces? That's not bad.
24 each.
You can also see now that this trap has been activated, you see this wall over here kind of dimly glow with like purple magic, and you see that another door, similar to the one that you saw in the trolls room, kind of lights up, and you see that it is a hazy purple door with the same sort of readout that says warning, flower disease ahead. And underneath it is it's written in Infernal this time. Does anybody know Infernal?
Yes.
All right. You read below this one, rose petals, beware.
So I'll mutter under my breath, rose petals beware. Anybody got any idea what that might mean?
No idea.
It could be literal in that the rose petals are...
I am going to
puts them
drink
in
one
this.
of my healing potions.
Yeah, maybe stay away from the rose petals.
Probably the obvious thing. Yeah.
All right. Yes, so you make it through that room easy enough. If you go into this room, you will see inside of that room it's a pretty empty room except for moldy bones have been swept into a deep alcove on the south wall, so like right over here. You can also see that hanging from rusty manacles on the back wall of an alcove to the east of the wall is a tiefling skeleton missing its legs. Written above the wall, written above the skeleton in dry blood are the following words, also in Infernal. Talk to me.
So,
Anyone know how to talk to a skeleton?
We could just try talking to it.
yeah, so I'll say hi to it in Infernal.
Nothing happens.
Okay. I have this level 3 spell though.
It'd be a big investment, but we could try it.
If you want to do it, you certainly can.
First, I'll try asking them in common. I'll say, "Hello, hello, Mr. Tiefling."
The skeleton does not react.
Okay.
Can I
Any
go
other
and
ideas?
check the pile of bones in the corner? See if there's anything in there.
I'm sorry, I just got an email that distracted me. Are you using the spell?
I am not yet.
Okay, not yet. All right. So what did you do? You talked to it in common. It didn't work.
And then I thought Harmony wanted to go inspect bones.
Okay. If Harmony, if you want to inspect the bones, you can certainly do investigation.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can see that the legs of this thing are gone. You also know that it is not a zombie of any sort. It doesn't have any magical components to it, so it seems like just a skeleton that's been left here.
Okay. Any ideas?
I try saying hi in Elvish.
You try saying hi in Elvish. It does not work.
Do we just want to run through all our languages on this thing?
If you want to run through every language, I will tell you that it will not work in any language.
Show off.
What does the word say again?
It says, "Talk to me."
Hello, me. We are here.
Nothing happens. That's really cute, but it doesn't. It doesn't work.
I think we're gonna need that spell if we want to talk to it.
Well, okay. I think I have to ask him certain questions. Do
You
we
can-
want to
you
prepare
can-
those questions?
Yeah, we
Is
get
there
3.
anything around the room that might give us a clue as to how to interact with this?
The only thing you can see around the room is that he is shackled by rusty manacles, and that the words above him talk to me.
Yeah, there's not really.
Speak with that it is, I'd guess.
All right. I will perform Speak with Dead, and I will say hello.
All right, you cast a spell, Speak with Dead, and you see the bones of the skeleton kind of rise up for a moment, and its head tilts up at you, and you see this tiefling skeleton say, "Ha ha 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 ha! Nice to meet another traveler. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
What can I do for you?"
Well, it seems there's some kind of creepy blood sign written above your head that says we're supposed to talk to you.
Yes, it is.
What do you want to talk about?
Now is that now until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions.
Yeah.
I guess that's one because I asked the question.
That's one of the questions. So it says, "I want to give out all of the secrets."
Well, I'm glad to hear any secrets you might want to offer.
It just kind of like cranes its neck as if to say, like, "What secrets do you want to hear?"
Guys, and I'll turn away from the skeleton so that this doesn't take up one of the questions. What secrets do we want to know?
All of them.
I'll turn back to the skeleton and I'll say all of them.
What is your question exactly?
Will you tell us all of the secrets that you know?
Well, the answer to that is probably no. It might be.
We could ask him about the All Fallen. We could ask him about how to proceed to the second level. We could ask him about Hollister or Hallister Blackstaff. We could ask him how he ended up chained to a wall with weird blood signs.
It
Yeah.
might be, yeah, so it might be worth asking why he has that sign above his head.
How did you end up here, and why is that sign above your head?
So that's two questions. So, first off, so like, how did he get here? He says, "Oh, I got here because the final transactors put me here as a warning against those that would come to betray them. As for the sign above me, it is to put as a warning that I may give to anyone that would try to unearth the currency conspiracy."
Currency conspiracy. And the final transactor.
The currency conspiracy sounds a lot like a Dragon Heist.
It does. Well, we only got 3 more? Or
You have two more.
You could ask him about the All Fallen. Though
That's
he probably
better.
may not know. It may not have anything to do with him because he's just from an older time or something.
It couldn't hurt to ask him if we don't have anything else to ask.
Yeah.
To make these count.
The other thing to maybe ask is what's his greatest secret or something along those lines. He's got all these secrets he wants to tell.
Sure.
What's your greatest secret, Tiefling Skeleton?
The tiefling skeleton looks very excited. He says, "I know where the soul currency of the Black Staff is."
I think we know what the 5th question is now. Do we want to ask him that? Where the soul currency of the Black Staff is at? Where is it located?
It seems like a fairly useful bit of information to have.
It's either that or the All Faller.
So, I figure we'll probably be able to get more info about the All Fallen from other people in this dungeon, but this is a fairly one-time thing for the information on the Blackstaff.
Alright, Tiefling Skeleton, for my last question, I will ask you, where is the soul currency of the Black Staff located?
The soul currency of the Black Staff is hidden on a vault in the, and I'm going to look in here real quick, on the 9th level of Undermountain, within one of the final transactors' vaults.
And was that SOLE or SOUL?
For transactors?
No, for the currency. You said soul currency. Is that like the soul, like the only currency, or the spirit currency?
The spirit currency. And with that, the skeleton flops back onto the floor as you used up your questions.
So I have the soul currency of the Black Staff lies in the 9th level in the vault of the final trans.
And with that, I think we're going to leave things off for the night because we are at 8 o'clock. And we will continue next week when you go down to the southern parts of Undermountain.
Did I get that correct, by the way? What he said, the soul currency of the Black Staff lies in the 9th level in the vault of the final transaction?
Yes, you are correct.
All right, fun session, guys.
These all fallen.
Yes, some of you might know where I